We'll continue media availability with Daniel Suarez, driver of the number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota. Daniel, you've had a lot of success here in Charlotte, finished 11th in the Coke 600 last year, followed up with a 6th place finish in the fall. Does that give you a little confidence going into this Sunday's race?
Yeah, for sure. Charlotte has been a good place for me. I don't know. It's just one of those places that for whatever reason you feel comfortable and you get good results, and it seems like you build from that. And actually today so far, obviously just one practice, 3 runs actually. That's exactly what my team did, and the car felt pretty good. The racetrack is changing. First time out it was a little greasy, and then it actually got better. So I'm looking forward for tonight's qualify. I feel like we have a pretty good, strong 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry, and hopefully we can put the car in the front.
Great. We'll open up for questions. If you have one for Daniel, please raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone. State your name and affiliation. Great.
Daniel McFadden with NBC Sports. Daniel, with your experience in the Coke 600 last year, how grueling was that race for you? Was it what you were expecting, and how have you adjusting your philosophy strategy-wise to approach this race?
Well, the race, it was a little bit longer than what I was expecting, for sure. It's just a marathon. You have to organize your stuff, be patient. I remember last Coca-Cola 600, in the first quarter of the race, I was pretty bad. I didn't have a lot of speed, but that didn't mean that in the second half of the race I wasn't going to be fast. Actually, we made a couple adjustments, and obviously the racetrack changed a lot. And by the second half of the race, my car came alive, and actually I think it became a top 10 car, times maybe even top 5 car. So we finished 11 for a few miles deal, but I feel like we had a little bit better car than that. And overall, I feel like it's a big deal. It's a big race, obviously, and I feel like a lot of things play at the same time, physically, mentally, and not just as a driver, but as well for everyone in my team. So looking forward to get that challenge this weekend.
Let's go over here to Jerry next.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and Performance Racing Network. I'm curious, how's your thumb? You were able to continue to rack up some pretty good finishes. Did it affect you at all? Is it okay now?
Yeah, I would like to say that it's almost perfect. If I bent my finger far enough to one side or the other, I can still feel the pain a little bit. Obviously, I don't do that when I'm racing, but it's much better. I feel like maybe, I don't know. I have no idea when it's gonna be perfect, but it's pretty close to perfect. It doesn't bother me at all. Just when I want to, push to see how good it is when it does bother me a little bit. But overall, it's good. I've been already for a few weeks racing without my little cast, so I feel pretty good about it.
Go back here.
Daniel Hill Overton, WIXC Radio. Looking at your car this week versus what you drove last Saturday night, what differences do you see out there, and what do you anticipate between how the racing was Saturday night in the All-Star event versus what it's going to be in the 600?
Well, I think the biggest difference is that the one from Saturday was orange and this one is green. but that was maybe the biggest thing, and everything else. I think racing is gonna be different, but it's gonna be as good as last Saturday. Really a different package, different way to race, I guess. But the racing is gonna be, as a driver, is gonna be just as fun. Obviously less downforce, more power, more what we are used to normally. So I'm excited. I'm excited to come back. My team has been making a lot of gains lately in mile and a half on this package. So looking forward to start the weekend on Thursday with a good practice, and obviously continue that into a good qualify.
We'll go to Kelly and then to Jim.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Daniel, you've given a lot of credit to the team lately with how far you've come, but what about your personal development as a Cup driver from where you were last year at Speed Weeks to today? How do you feel about how you've come along?
I feel okay. I feel like I need to keep working in some areas to just to keep improving myself and to get better as a race car driver and to be more consistent, and to push the limits maybe sometimes a little bit more. But well, I feel like we are good. We're in the right track. I wish we can run more often in the top 5 to be able to win races. But it's tough. The Cup Series is not easy at all. I remember last year at this point, I was already knocking into the door to several top 10s, and I thought to myself, at this point in the race, in my career in the Cup, we're already in top 10s. We're gonna be, running top 5 and maybe knocking to the door into wins very soon. And that's not the case. It's just very tough because the competition is always changing and it's difficult, and I feel like we have to keep working on it. I mean, it's just that next step from being running top 10 car to run into a top 5 and being able to win races is a very difficult one, and it's been taking me a while to make it right. We've been there, but not very consistent. So that's my goal, personal goal, and my team obviously as well. So I feel like now we're moving in the right direction. Obviously, results like Dover last weekend really help us to build from that, and hopefully we can keep doing that.
Go to Jim next.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. Daniel, you talked about your affinity towards Charlotte here. Do you feel like that you've made enough progress? This track is known for producing many first-time winners in the Cup Series. Do you feel like you guys have made enough progress that perhaps that next one could be you?
It could be. I can tell you that if we can put ourselves to run into the top 5 every weekend, we can win anytime. Once you are in the top 5 around those guys, those crazy restarts, you don't have to be the best car to win a race, and that has happened several times. Obviously, if you have the best car, you must win the race, right? But I feel like it can happen anytime. We just have to run into a top 5. We just had a pretty solid first practice, qualified practice. I feel pretty good about it. My team feels pretty good about it too. So Charlotte has been a good place to me. I feel good mentally and physically. So why not? Would be great to have Interstate in Victory Lane one more time. I've been with them in Victory Lane already once in the past. Norm Miller has been a great supporter from my team and this program, and looking forward to have a strong weekend with him.
And we'll go to Woody.
Woody came with MRN. Daniel, you mentioned the progression and the steps you guys have been taking to get better. You go to Pocono next week, where you had a top 10 last time there. When you go back to a place where you have had some success to build on, does that give you more confidence? And at a track like that all 3 corners are so different, do you focus on being really good on one of them or pretty good on all 3?
Well, you try to be as good as possible in all 3, but most likely is difficult. You have to just to try to be very good in I guess in 1 and 3, and being as good as possible in 2. But I don't know. I never won there before, so I'm not sure if that's right or not. We have to. I'm one of those drivers that I don't like to think about, in this case, Pocono, when we are here in Charlotte. I like to put all my effort here, and then next week I'm going to be able to think about Pocono. But I feel pretty good about Pocono as well. I haven't honestly think about it at all, but I feel like it's going to be good. I like shifting a lot, so obviously we're going to be shifting some in that place, and I really enjoy that.
Daniel, appreciate you joining us today. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys.